Okay, live, and I made a mistake. So this little bit at the start is only going to be seen by people who watch this later, watch it back later, because normally I schedule my live streams at least an hour before I go live, so people get a notification to say I'm going to be going live, so they can maybe get themselves ready to join in. And for whatever reason, tonight's one of the rare nights where I just forgot to set it up. No real reason. I haven't been particularly frantic. I was thinking about other stuff. I was actually doing some other preparation stuff to shoot a cocktail video, hence being dressed in my bartender gear. But I just forgot to put the schedule notice in. Aussie Gun Bunny, hey man, how you been? It has been a little while since I've seen you. How have you been? What have you been up to? What's happening? I'm just getting it together. As I say, realizing I hadn't actually scheduled this, and so I had to really quickly get up and go live. Yeah, it's always fun when I don't even have a particularly good reason for kind of screwing something up, as in not scheduling in this case. No real reason, just slipped my mind because I was thinking about other things. And I thought I was being really clever and preparing and being ready ahead of time with a particular cocktail video I'm going to make with milk clarified cocktail. And I forgot fun practical things like, hey, you're meant to actually set up the live stream. So you're back working from home again? No one can work at your office because they're doing a deep clean, a residual effect of the recent restrictions in Queensland, I assume. So yeah. I still haven't gone back to the office. I'm kind of sort of meant to, but then I'm for reals meant to on April 19. So what's that, Monday week? Boomer. Salumi, hello. How are you this fine evening? Yes, we had a warm day again today, and now we're supposed to be getting a polar surge over the weekend. Big temperature drops and rain. Miserable time. Tomorrow might be okay. What are we now? Like still this late, like 8 o'clock at night, it's still 25 in Melbourne, which is quite warm for Melbourne. And tomorrow, so it's supposed to rain. Oh, fuck off. What's that? It's supposed to rain overnight and then clear. And then rain again on Saturday and Sunday and Monday. And we're going from 30 to like 15 as a maximum. From today, where it was about 30, Sunday they're predicting a maximum of 15. That's Melbourne in autumn. So there's mold in the aircon. Now there's a big fight with the company you work for. I know there's a building who's paying for it. So it's not even a COVID thing. It's a different health thing. Mold. Oh, wow. Salumi, exhausted and stressed. But that is a positive glass half full approach that things will get better. And yeah, they usually do. It can be very hard to see that with any degree of confidence, but yes, against all odds, things usually get better. If you're not in a fucking war zone. I worry a lot about positivity platitudes because there's so many cases where it is actually a really shitty thing to say someone, cheer up, things will get better, because like you don't fucking know people's circumstance. You don't know what they're facing. Don't be fucking glib. But I do like to, I at least attempt to give a little bit of positivity if someone's feeling down. I mean, let's just say, you know, it's impossible to tell when your next good day is coming, but every shitty day you make it through brings you one day closer to the next good day. Not to belittle the fact that shitty days suck, and sometimes we have to put up with a lot of them in succession. And when we get that sort of crap happening, it is extremely easy to feel like that's just it, that's normal, that's what happens. Things are shitty all the time. It's absolutely excusable to feel that way. I really am aggravated by the people. I've actually seen people calling it toxic positivity, which is a hilarious but accurate term. The people who, you know, just have got to be relentlessly positive, even in the face of terribly shitty situations. And yeah, get out in the sunshine, have a walk, look on the bright side. It's like, shut the fuck up. If someone's having a really bad time, they're having a really bad time, and that's valid. And this fake positivity is not valid. Just let me sick of everything feeling difficult lately. Yeah, look, again, can completely understand that. Unfortunately, a little distance away from my last extremely traumatic experience. And I haven't even had, now I'm sounding really glib and whatnot, but I haven't even had a particularly shitty experience for a while. I had a little bit of a scare and got freaked out and paranoid when my bowel screening test said there was traces of blood in the sample I sent them. So I should get the old scoparoonie. Well, actually, it wasn't just up the butthole. It was the spit roast. It was one in each end, an endoscopy and a colonoscopy. And they met in the middle and said, hello, how are you? Did you see anything? I didn't see anything serious. Did you see anything? Some little polyps. We'll cut those out. But no cancer. Yay! That was a finger puppet version of my colonoscopy endoscopy experience. I imagine it went something like that. So so that was just scary. That wasn't sort of bad and difficult, and it was a pretty short time between when I got told that the test was and when this little internal examination said, no, you're actually okay. I think it was about 2 weeks, and it was the last week that I really started freaking out, and the last 24 hours before going in. Because what happens, you know, if they put me under general anesthetic, people just don't come out of general anesthetic sometimes. What happens if this is it? What if every conversation I'm having with everyone is the last conversation I have with them? And then I went in and they said they're not even doing general anesthetic. They're doing this thing called twilight anesthetic. Still, you're completely out and don't feel anything. But it's not as intense as general anesthetic, so you recover really fast. Celtic King, hello. And for comparison, it's like, and Alexander, hello to you too. If you have general anesthetic, you can't like eat the next day because you'll just throw up if you eat or even drink the next day. Whereas this one, I went into the hospital first thing in the morning, like 8 a.m., scheduled for an 8:30 a.m. start, and they got it done, and they put me out, and I woke up in my bed, like my recovery bed, and it was only 10:30, and I couldn't and I was fine. Like I wasn't waking up going, oh man, I'm so fucking drugged up and fucked. Like I woke up just like waking up from a sleep, from a nice sleep. And I just went, and there was a clock across the room. And I went, no way. How can it only be 10:30? Because it was just real quick, apparently. And this twilight anesthetic wears off really quickly. So it was all in all a good experience, even if I freaked out. And tomorrow night, I'm going in for a sleep study, which involves no surgery and no anesthetic. It's just they're going to attach a bunch of sensors all over me, and then I'm supposed to just sleep normally. And then afterwards, they'll tell me, you've got sleep apnea, because I know I have. But I think these things tell them the degree to which I have it. So it informs what treatment you should do. It's not even a gamble. They're going to say, you should have a CPAP machine. And of course I should. And you sleep with a thing on my nose. But hey, peaceful night sleeps for Mrs. Angry. No snoring from me if I've got that on. And pretty much everyone who ever gets one of these says, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I didn't realize how fucking shit my sleep was until I got one of these and I had actual good sleep. So, hey, looking up. Might have one of those in the next month or so. I don't know. You do this and then, I'm supposed to have a catch up with the referring doctor a couple of weeks after, and they'll say, this is what we should do. And it'll be get a CPAP machine. And, Alexander, did you have a CPAP? And he's going to say get a CPAP. And that's the question, well, how much does that cost? How long is it going to take? Fortunately, A, I have a health cover because I'm paranoid. And B, I've kept my job all through COVID. And I always feel mildly guilty about celebrating that because, seriously, the lockdown year has been fucking awesome for me. I've loved being at home. I've had a job the whole time. It's paid well. The work has been going well. People seem to think I'm a fucking genius. Fair. Musical Aviator, there is one on. Oh yeah, I didn't schedule. I didn't send out the message. Alexander, you use one nightly. If you skip a night, it's chest pain and brain fog the next day. Well, see, that's the thing. I'll probably be one of these people who didn't realize how fucked my sleep was until I get one of these. And I know for a fact, I can't sleep on my back. I find lying on my back the most comfortable position to get off to sleep. But the instant I relax, it's like, and it even wakes me up. So then I have to roll over onto my side, which is not bad. But I find the lying back, lying on your back is the nicest way for me to get off to sleep. Maybe I'll just be able to do it with a CPAP. Yeah. So Music Gravity, going back to the office on Monday. Oncoming clusterfuck. Office support staff come in at 7. Shift start at 6:30. Train line shut down. Working home Sunday. Well, it's complicated. I went in to the city this week to A, get new glasses, B, get a haircut, although the haircut's comparatively subtle, so you might not notice. I don't have the curls hanging out back here anymore. The really long bits here. But the guy who does my hair said, yeah, man, growing the hair long, that's cool. Let's just, get it healthy. Let's cut off these fine fritzy bits at the end and, come back regularly and we'll let it grow and just keep it healthy. And I'm like, yeah, sure, brother, let's do that. I went into the city, get new glasses, get a haircut, and test that my building pass worked, because stories had been going around that they might have fucked up, and particularly when you're a contractor, they might not have renewed your building pass. Like for the last year, my contract got renewed halfway through last year, and some people say, well, they might not have actually ensured that your building pass works. So I went to check my building pass and all was fine. So it's good. Justin, hello. So I'm supposed to go back into the office on Monday the 19th, which is actually my birthday. So, yeah, it seems unfair making me go in for my birthday, but anyway. And we're supposed to go to the office at least 3 days a week, probably sort out some final things in the next week. Namely, like a fucking docking hub for my laptop, because there wasn't one. Well, I've got the docking hub from work here at home, and they said they'd have another one at work, and they don't. And having to actually fuck around with the docking hub would really suck. So I'm hoping that. Celtic King, no, AZ almost definitely won't be joining us. I did talk to him because I wanted to see how he was. And look, he's soldiering on, but health-wise, he is not great, even by AZ standards. And we know AZ standards for how are you is very different to the rest of us. And he's not great, but he's soldiering on and hoping to feel better. You know, he continues to see medical peoples and whatnot, and he's hoping he feels able to drop in and say hello sometime soon. And Raiders, did I say hello? Hello, Raiders. Oh, Justin changing from jobs, won't return from leave. Well, there you go. It's all happening, man. It's all happening. And you might be able to tell from the way I'm dressed, I'm going to make at least one cocktail video tonight. And because I won't be on tomorrow night, but then I should be on Saturday night. So I'll make some more on Saturday night. But I want to get a little bit ahead. Choking on Ashes, hello, good evening, good morning to you. Is it morning or lunchtime for you? I lose track of the time shifts between various folk. What does the world clock tell me? Oh yeah, it's not quite lunchtime for you. Justin resigning on holidays. That's a power move, buddy. That is a fucking power move. I like it. Chris, hello to you, sir. I'm just going to check something over here. I'm doing some milk clarifications. They might be nearly done. I just need to check them. Oh, they are nearly done. Nice. Maybe leave them 10 or 15 seconds. "10 or 15 minutes. I just said seconds, didn't I? Yeah, see, Choking on Ashes, I forgot to put, I normally put the schedule thing in, and I almost never forget to do that, but I forgot it tonight. But, you know, I'm just here. I'm here. Yes, not wholly YouTube's fault. It's, in fact, largely my fault. But, you know, Sestlav, you're here now, which is nice. Nice to see you. I'm going to make a video. It's the anniversary of the release of the first James Bond book on Tuesday, the 13th. So I'm going to put this video up on Monday, the 12th, my Milk Punch Monday theme I've got going at the moment. Yeah, I'm combining the two because an idea I saw on a website recently, because when I do milk clarification, I normally clarify the whole cocktail. Hello, Abigail. I normally make the whole cocktail and clarify it. And I saw this article that talked about milk washing just the spirit. And the potential benefit to that is when you milk wash the spirit, which is the milk clarification, but just with the spirit, it changes the consistency of the liquid. It's silkier in texture. It's got more body. And also, if you shake it, it froths up a bit like an egg white. So you can end up with a cocktail that's got more body and a bit frothy, which can be, aesthetically pleasing. So for to do that experiment and also to mark the anniversary, 1953, the first book with James Bond, Casino Royale, 1953, April 13th, it came out. So it's almost, James Bond as a character is almost 70 years old, which is pretty wild. So I'm going to make a Moneypenny martini, not the Vesper, because I've already done that. So this one is not from the movies. It's just inspired by the movies. So it's a martini with grapefruit juice, actually. So I'm going to make one that's wholly clarified and just serve it up. And then I'm going to make one where I've just clarified the gin, and then I make the cocktail and shake it, and I'm going to compare them side by side. And I'm making them both with overproof gin. So yeehaw, yeehaw. Raiders, you resigned when your boss, the owner of the business, decided to work from home at his beachfront abode because he pissed you off. Yep. If your boss pisses you off, you should quit, definitely. So I'm just letting that milk clarification process finish so I can shoot the 2 camera stuff. Just finishing off my lemonade and pineapple coconut. It's not juice, it's a drink. It's probably mostly sugar, actually. But it's nice. I like it. Getting a sugar hit. Not really in keeping with my weight loss plans to be having these drinks with sugar in them. But I've got to treat myself a bit. And the weight loss is progressing well anyway. So, yeehaw. Although I'm having cheat meals a couple days in a row now. I had a mac and cheese for lunch yesterday. And I had ramen and chicken for dinner tonight. And as I'm going into the hospital, I'm going to get something nice for dinner before I go for my sleep test tomorrow night. So, being a bit decadent. Will you put it? Oh, that's not cold. Okay, I thought it was empty. Right, I'm just doing some bar service here. Refrigerate that one. Liberate that one.
Oh, yeah, I'm also expecting a delivery tomorrow, so don't freak out.
Sorry, what are you expecting?
A delivery?
A delivery. That's mysterious.
It's a keyboard.
Oh.
I broke mine.
Yeah, well, mine, I had to get a new one too. Mine was playing up for some reason. Yeah, well, okay. Probably no stream tomorrow, Abigail. Definitely no party stream. But depending where I am, if I'm like in a shared room where I'm going to disturb people, I won't do this. But if I'm in a relatively private space, I'm going to take my phone in with me. I can stream from my phone. Yeah, I just do it straight to YouTube, not worry about. So it'll be a slightly lower tech thing. Just do it straight from YouTube, not doing it through StreamYard. So I won't be at any of the platforms. And even potentially for a laugh, I could leave it on while I'm sleeping. Would that be too weird? That's kind of weird, and in some ways possibly too intimate. All right, is the sleep test? It's not so much results I'm after. The sleep test is going to confirm the degree to which I have sleep apnea, and so recommend treatment. It's going to be a CPAP machine. It's a bit weird, but you watch, yeah. Well, I think it would be funny, sort of. It'd almost be relaxing, particularly if I snore and shit. It's just like I will definitely do it if I'm in a private space. If I'm not going to be, I've got a little tripod for the iPhone. Jesus Christ, get fucked, Microsoft. Why are you doing pop-ups at me on my own computer? Oh, Chris, you think you should have AZ talking over me sleeping. Ugh. All right. So if I'm in a private space, I'm going to do that. Got a little tripod for the iPhone, so I'd be able to set it up, and I'd like, plug it in I'll make sure it's fully charged. And yeah, because you can have an up to 8-hour stream on YouTube. Two things, Raiders. I actually have a lot more data than I ever use, but also there's hospital Wi-Fi. So I would definitely be testing it on the hospital Wi-Fi. Even if the battery only lasts 4 hours for a stream, that would be interesting. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Sean, Google sleep tape mouth. Okay, now I need to do that. Sleep tape mouth. That's a product. Okay. Mouth taping. Does it treat snoring or sleep apnea? That is horrifically dangerous for someone who has sleep apnea. That's just like an astoundingly stupid thing for someone with sleep apnea to do. There's this idea that if you tape up your mouth, or there are these chin harnesses that cover your mouth, and so because there's this thing that you snore if your mouth's open, but if the whole thing is you have sleep apnea because your fucking breathing passage is closing up, forcing breathing through the nose is actually life-threatening. So yes, none of this idea of streaming from the hospital may come to pass. It may not be viable at all. But it might be. So we'll see. So I may not be on at all tomorrow night. I may be on for a short time or for a long time. Who knows? Gecko, how's it going? Getting a real early start today. Nice. Choco and Ashes, 2 good questions. Can I sleep naturally in new places? Usually, yes. How invasive is the equipment? No idea. Apparently, not that long ago, it was actually wires. Like they put these little pads on you. And so you had all these wires trailing off you and you're all rigged up and they go, now sleep normally. It's like, what? But now apparently they're all Wi-Fi. So there'll be bits stuck over me, maybe on my chest and stuff too. Yes, I'll it might still be noticeably uncomfortable. I don't know. It might feel weird. I don't think the sleep is necessarily going to be completely natural, as it were. I think it might feel a bit weird. So yeah, it's really funny. Until I'm actually there and set up, I'm not really going to have a good idea on how much it's going to affect my ability to sleep. God, wouldn't it be embarrassing if I did leave a live stream running and fell asleep and started saying who knows what in my sleep? All the darkest parts of my psyche coming out while I'm asleep. Oh, yeah, no, Choco on Ashes. Absolutely no drugs. It's got to be as close as you can get to natural sleep. So definitely no drugs. And I'm not supposed to drink before going in either. I'm drinking tonight, but that's 24 hours ahead of time. They're not the boss of me. They can't stop me from drinking the day before. So yeah, it's supposed to be as close to natural sleep as possible. Actually, I just thought of something, a little preparation thing I have to do. This will take but a second. Just got to rinse a glass, basically. Let that sit for a bit. Yep. Ooh, yep. These things are almost done. My milk washed gin actually has grapefruit in it as well. And my milk washed money penny cocktail. Yes, Jack and I should be worried about talking to sleep. What maybe say? No, Aidsy, don't touch me there. I've said don't. No, you're not allowed. Don't do it. A lot of that stuff. Hey, Dingle Doty. I am doing reasonably well. Currently talking about the fact I'm having a sleep study done tomorrow night. Checking into a hospital to have sensors attached to me and then have a nice natural night's sleep. And I might even stream from the hospital on hospital Wi-Fi if it works. And if the hospital Wi-Fi doesn't work, if it's not strong enough, I might do it from 4G because I have a really big data plan and I don't use the data anymore. I used to use a lot of data. I've gotten a bit better with using Wi-Fi and whatnot. Yes, that's it, Abigail. Don't touch me there, AZ. That's my no-no square. Gecko, you had one guy in the army stand up and start yelling nonsense in the middle of the night. Oh, yeah, people who talk nonsense. There's some people who there are apps you can get for your phone, and that's it's using the phone always listening thing that will record any noises you make in your sleep. So like A tells you how much you snore, B tells you if you're sleepwalking. Like if you go to sleep for eight hours, it won't record 8 hours. It's just using the always on microphone thing to record when you make noise. So you get to find out what you're doing in your sleep. But yes, most sleep talk is gibberish or semi-intelligible gibberish. But I remember really experienced past, like my girlfriend talking to me when I was almost completely asleep. And I was sort of answering her and it sort of wasn't making sense. And I think she starts asking questions to like lead me into incriminating myself. And something just registered in my brain. Why would you ask me that question? Or no. And then I'd really wake up and go, don't interrogate me when I'm sleeping. That's not fair. Check on an Ashes. You're only using data. Haven't set up your new Wi-Fi. Pain using the phone all the time. Yeah, it can be a bit much. But I'd be able to stream for at least a while using data. So we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. Nobody, g'day. Readers, you're saying 1.5 gig of data usage for an hour, full HD on a YouTube stream. And I'm not sure if that's what this would be from the phone. I should be able to track in mobile Wi-Fi calling, mobile data network. What's all this? What's all that about then? No, that's just wondering if there's a way on the iPhone to check what data I've been using. Oh, wait, maybe on this stupid Telstra app, which I hate. But let's see if it'll tell me something. No, the app just fucking crashed. Telstra, you never fail to disappoint. Carrying out updates. This device. So, I see I've got 90 gigabytes. So, yeah, okay. So if, and so far, like 7 days into the month, I've only used half a gigabyte. So, yeah. Man, maybe I should cut back on that plan. That's costing me a fortune. Anywho. So, yes, okay, I could easily afford to live stream on 4G. Yeah, well, Chris, there was a period where with every other plan they had, I was going over the limit. Like it goes from 50 gigabytes and I was using over 50 gigabytes. And then it went to the next one was 90. And I've never gone over that. But now I've used like huge amount less data than I used to. So I probably should revisit that because I'm probably playing a fuckload of it. Gecko, yeah, I have no idea how the hospital Wi-Fi would work if it would have streaming blocks. Won't know any of that stuff until I get there. Oh no, choking on ashes, feel like you're procrastinating too much. It's frustrating. I am a shocking procrastinator. Like for instance, okay, how long ago? Megaleech isn't here yet, but he wanted my he wanted my old webcam, so we arranged a deal, and I finally sent it to him this week. So no, so I'll find the message. How long ago was the message? Okay, Daniel. 18th March. So how many weeks did it take me to do it? I just had to get a little box to put it in. So 18th, that was 1, 2, that was 3 weeks ago. So it took me slightly less because I sent it earlier this week. So it took me slightly less than 3 weeks to send this to him because I always procrastinate. Oh, Raiders, no NBN for you. Got to do 800 gigabytes on 4G. Oh, man, because the amount of stuff I do, through my actual internet connection, that's probably way north of 800 gigabytes with the streaming and the uploading and the whatnots. So, yeah. Oh, God. Choking on ashes, dithering about procrastinating. I'm feeling that. I'm definitely feeling that. So I empathize. But yeah, it's a bit much. Dingle Daddy, you were paying through the nose for temporary internet and long-term homeless house. Now you have a place to pay a fraction. Yes. It's when things are hard. Like what I saw a good summary of it. Someone phrased this: poverty charges interest. Like if you can't afford to be in permanent accommodation, you pay more for everything that's temporary. If you feel like you can't afford to go and get a toothache fixed in a dentist in a year, you're going to need root canal or surgery to get rid of the tooth. If you feel like you can't afford to go to the doctor to get that lump checked out, in a year, you're going to be getting chemo for cancer. It's just things. Abigail, you've elevated procrastination to professional procrastination. Nobody, you skip the dithering and go straight to the procrastinating. Well, we've all I think we all do it to some extent. Okay, I am going to make this James Bond cocktail video. If you'll bear with me. And then I'll have 2 martinis made with overproof gin. So watch out. Watch out. Right, so I gotta get some glasses ready. This shaker. That. I'll just put these in the refrigerator. Okay, you fuck off. Just need a bit of fridge space. Alright, I'm gonna just chill a bit in there, literally. Need to get my shaker glass. Alright, it's doing prep work. Okay, now it's my curds container. All right, so this is my milk washed gin, Archie Rose Distiller's Strength, 52.5%, 105 proof for people who like to talk about proofs. Fuck off, come on. Well, that was a mistake. Why did I do that? Look at that. I'm not sure how other colours have come out. You can see them. It's all the different coloured curds in here from different cocktails I've made. These are not coloured, these particular curds, because all that went through this was gin and grapefruit juice. Very, very light pink from the grapefruit juice. All right. Saving the curds because you can use them in cooking, particularly desserts. So get weird boozy flavored desserts out of these. All right. I need to throw this out. Yeah, just gonna go over here. Right. Now, the other one is, that's the whole cocktail that's been milk clarified. So I might actually put that in the freezer to chill it so I don't have to put it on ice and dilute it. Right. Ah, crap. Just made a bit of a mess. Making mess. What does this curds taste like? Yes, Abigail, I've been saving the curds in the Middle East for quite a long time. It tastes like gin, basically. A little bit bitter because of the grapefruit juice. Saving the curds, more than the United Nations doing. All right. Man, that is a lot of curds, though. Right. Okay, get rid of them because they're just awkward. No, I'm going to get a little bowl. I'm going to put it in the freezer for a few minutes to chill it. Chilling like a villain. All right. All right. You go over there. You get a lid on. You can sit in the freezer for a few minutes and chill. Okay. Right, so getting stuff ready. Got my mixing glass. That's the gin. All right. Thanks, Salumi. I hope my sleep study goes well too. Yes, Raiders, I'm doing more for the Kurds than Clark Morrison or the UN or anyone. Saving them. Yes, Gecko, that was Deep Space Nine you could hear in the background. Mrs. Angry was watching it. Abigail, funny story. Son ate his girlfriend over last night. Morning, they sheepishly asked me to take them to the chemist for the morning after pill. Should have used condoms. But nice that they're being responsible and getting a morning after pill to avoid anything unplanned. Right, so I reckon I'm just about ready. Got the gin to take these lids off too. Do. Right. Yes, and yeah, Abigail, of course, there's more than one reason, more than one good reason to use condoms as well. Got to learn these things. Right. Yep, I think I'm ready to go. Do my James Bond. Where was he on 1953? All right, do this so you can see me while I'm doing it. All right, you still can't see me when I'm going to do that. There, you got a weird, unflattering angle, but you can see me while I do it. Watch the sausage being made, as the saying goes. Gin, mix it. Yep. Okay, cool. Gotta turn this on. Gotta turn the lights on. Bright lights. The bright lights of Hollywood. Do Hollywood. Just make sure I've still framed up correctly. And I have. That's good. Do. G'day, cocktail lovers. I hope you've been keeping well. Hope you're ready for another Milk Punch Monday. I just want to give that a bit of zazz. Maybe I feel like I should throw like a big power cord behind that. I probably do not have the motivation to do that in my post-production editing. But it is Milk Punch Monday, and I am doing another experiment. This one for a very quick explanation. I saw an article recently on the Punch Drink website, which is a great website for ideas, and they talked about milk washing spirits as opposed to milk clarifying an entire cocktail. And the difference being, you do the whole clarification process, but just with the spirit element of the drink, and then you mix it with all the other ingredients and stir or shake. Well, actually, the reason they do this, they say do it with shaken cocktails, because the potential advantage to doing that is the clarification or milk washing process changes the consistency of the liquid. It makes it a bit silkier, a bit more viscous, and if you give it a good solid shake, it tends to foam up like as if you had egg white in the drink. So that was their recommendation. It does change the taste of the spirit, and it also can give more body to the cocktail. I thought, that sounds interesting. I'm going to try that. I'm going to do a comparison. I'm going to do the same cocktail twice, once with a milk washed spirit and once milk clarifying the entire cocktail. And as for the cocktail of choice, I went with this one because we're looking at the anniversary of James Bond coming into the world. The first James Bond novel by Ian Fleming was published on April 13th, 1953. So James Bond, the character, is almost 70 years old, which is pretty wild, quite honestly, that he's still such a big thing in entertainment and pop culture. 70 years on, who knew? But that's what we have. And I'm not making a Vespa Martini because I actually did that last year. Interestingly, the first drink James Bond ever orders in one of the books is an Americano. And I'm not making that because I don't like them, because they have Campari in them, and Campari is scraped off Satan's sweaty butt crack as far as I'm concerned. Way too bitter for me. But that's just personal taste. A lot of people really like Campari. I don't. Way too bitter. But I found a James Bond themed cocktail called the Money Penny. And it's a riff on a martini, which is fitting. And it has the addition of grapefruit juice in it. And of course, because it's James Bond themed, they say to shake it. You don't, as a rule, shake cocktails. James Bond was a moron on that front. That's shaken, not stirred. No, you stir martinis. But this one, at least the one with the milk washed gin in this case, I'm going to shake that because I want to see how foamy it makes and what sort of consistency that makes the cocktail. I'm not going to shake the milk clarified one. I'll do them side by side, which means making them twice. I have already done the preparation of the gin. I'm using this gin tonight because I thought we're doing James Bond. Why not go all the way? This is an Australian gin from Archie Rose. Their distiller's strength, 52.4%. 52.4% alcohol. So that's about 105 proof. An overproof gin, not quite Navy strength, I guess, but I have already done the preparation for this. And you know what I haven't done? I haven't got my jigger. Now I have my jigger. Now we are going to add, look, I'll tell you the specs. The specs are 2 ounces, 60 mils of the gin, and 3/4 of an ounce, or about 22.5 mils of the grapefruit juice. Now, to do the clarification, we needed acidic content. I said, great, it's already grapefruit juice. I'll add the grapefruit juice to the gin in order to get the whole clarification process happening, which I did. So the actual measurements, if you're making it at home and not doing the milk washing, are 2 ounces of gin and 3/4 of an ounce of grapefruit juice. Because this is mixed. What I'm going to do is 2.5 mils of this mixture. And I'm going to add about 1/4 of an ounce more of the grapefruit juice. Now, as you notice, not fresh squeezed. I did actually go to the supermarket specifically to get a grapefruit, and bad timing, they didn't have any. So I got, this is a pretty good quality juice. You know, it's the whole, it's not from concentrate, no added sugar, cold pressed, la-di-da-di-da, no preservatives. So it's a pretty good bottled fruit juice. And I'm just going to add 1/4 of an ounce of the grapefruit juice. Apart from the grapefruit juice, this is staying reasonably close to the standard martini formula. So we're getting some vermouth. Half an ounce of dry vermouth is recommended. This is another Australian product from Maid & I. This is their classic vermouth, their dry vermouth. So I'm just going to add half an ounce or 15 mils of vermouth. This recipe also has some sugar syrup in it, but a very small amount, just over a bar spoon, about 1/4 of an ounce of sugar syrup. So yeah, if you don't have something that measures that closely, a teaspoon or a bar spoon, just a little bit over a bar spoon, but we're going to add 7.5 mils, 1/4 of an ounce of sugar syrup. A little finishing touch, we are going to have 1 dash of bitters. I'm using orange bitters, which is what's very commonly used in martinis. This recipe actually recommended grapefruit bitters because there's already grapefruit in there. I don't actually have any grapefruit bitters, so I'm doing 1 dash of orange bitters. This martini variation, as I said, against all laws of God and man, is shaken because it's not really a martini. It's got citrus in it, which is something that you really don't put in martinis. But for Miss Moneypenny, we're going to do it. So put our shaker together, bang it in hard. And because I really want to see how much foam I can get, I'm going to shake this really hard for like 10, 15 seconds. I've got to fiddle around. I just remembered I have to fiddle around for a bit. Sorry for the going. I'm just going off camera for a bit. Yeah, but I'll still talk to you. So. Oh, I'm probably going to regret doing this, but anyway. Fiddling about is often a bad idea, but I'm fiddling about. It's a thing I do sometimes. Fiddle about. I'm just doing some audio recording now. Now, we're definitely going to want to fine strain this one, and that's both because there'll be ice shards from how shit. Now, we're definitely going to want to fine strain this one because there's going to be both ice shards from how hard I was shaking it and possibly some pulp from the citrus juice, the grapefruit I was adding. So we'll fine strain that. I don't have any good martini glasses that match, so I'm using this rather nice coupe. have to readjust my camera. Oh, fiddling, 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 fiddling. Put lids on shit before I knock it over. That's not quite right. We go a little bit higher than that. The top of my head chopped off. How's that? How's that? You messed about, I caught you out. How's that? Ugh. Sorry, fiddling, fiddling, fiddling. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, wait, it's all recording because I'm a clown. All right. Now, I did not get a huge foamy head. I got a little bit of foam on that one, but I got a very good wash line. So this is the Moneypenny with the milk wash gin in it. Now, if I quickly swap over, put that down, I've had this one chilling in the freezer. I made earlier the milk clarified cocktail. So I made the whole cocktail and milk clarified it, and that can just go straight in a matching glass. And I see, volume-wise, they're a bit different. That could be water from the ice. That's really mismatched. Ah, well, taste test time. That's what I want to see, if they taste particularly different. So a sip of the one that is simply milk wash gin. That is a pleasantly fruity drink. Now, what about the fully milk clarified one? The grapefruit is really, really coming through in this one. Weirdly, more than this one that had some unprocessed grapefruit. Well, sorry, not clarified grape juice in there. I actually find that happens quite often when you do milk punches, that the fruit elements are more noticeable. I'm not altogether sure what causes that, but okay, well, that's my little experiment. You can see obviously visually they're incredibly different, because this has both the grapefruit juice in it that hasn't been clarified, and I did the shaking. It's much more opaque, whereas the milk clarified one is rather beautifully clear, kind of what you want a martini to be. But you know what? As I said, not really a martini because it has that citrus in it. Ooh. Yeah, this is one where I'm definitely preferring the fully milk clarified one. The milk washing is of the spirit is a very interesting one. Like, if you actually wanted to really retain the flavors of the other ingredients in your cocktail, milk washing just the spirit can be a very interesting way to do it. I've also seen some recipes where people just milk wash, for instance, the citrus in there to clarify the citrus. So all the other elements are the same, but the citrus has been clarified, so the citrus doesn't really discolor the cocktail the way citrus often does. So all sorts of experiments that could be done. I didn't go into the detail of the milk washing on this one. If you've never seen me do it, right at the end, probably roundabout now, you should be able to see a link to a playlist of other milk clarified cocktails I've made, where I go into more detail of the exact steps in making it. And I'll be coming back and making some more, no doubt. Hey, I hope you're back when I do. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, it'd be great if you did subscribe. Hit the little notification bell so you know when I do upload. And by all means, in the comments, if there's a classic cocktail or just any questions you have about milk clarifying, milk punch, if you'd like to see me make a particular drink and milk clarify it, I'm always open to suggestions. But in the meantime, I'm going to finish these off. I hope you take care of yourself in the meantime. Take care of people around you as well. And until I see you again, it's time for the double fisting. Cheers. Sorry, just switch this off and we'll get back to chatting. So I've got a little bit of fart assing around to do there in editing, but nothing too dramatic. What am I doing? I want a bit of ice. Oops. Let's bring this back. There we go. There we go. Oh. Shieldsy doing GTA 5. Nice game. I'm tempted to both replay GTA 5 story and Red Dead Redemption, actually. Red Dead Redemption 2. Great fun games. I love them. Maybe, I could even do the Twitch thing of playing them, because most people would probably find it amusing how pissed off I get when I'm playing a game and swear quite a lot at the game when it won't do things I want to do. Okay, so now I'm going to get smashed on some overproof martinis. Technically not martinis, moneypenny cocktails. Checking on Ash, you like the ASMR of me recording the cocktail videos? I think it's a bit of fun. You get to see me make them, and it doesn't usually take me too long to do them, like 10 or 15 minutes usually. Just me farting around for 10 or 15 minutes. Nice, Safa. Back from Kong versus Godzilla thanks to Gladys. Got a large popcorn for $1? That's a bonus. That is a bonus. Earthcrow, hey, you're in a day after murdering your computer monitor. Oh, no. I did a Godzilla versus Kong cocktail uploaded this week. Yesterday, in fact. I just thought, get in on the mood while everyone's, thinking about Godzilla versus Kong. And also, it was actually the anniversary of the release of the first ever King Kong movie. But it was not a bad drink. It was a silly novelty drink I made, but it was not bad at all. I put a decent amount of rum in it, so it had a bit of punch. Shieldsy, I'm a clown tonight. In what way am I a clown? I mean, fair. I was just wondering, in particular, in what way am I a clown? Because, yes, that's a vague... drinking cocktails on a Thursday, yeah. Safa, no end credit scene in Godzilla vs. Kong. Well, that's good to know. Don't do any spoilers, though. Dingle Dodie bought a rose petal martini recently. At least it's chin forward. Curious to try something with Lanique in it, a rose liqueur. I think I've heard other people talking about rose liqueur as well. Oh, and they sent you 2 minis free. Nice. Did I say I was a clown? See, dude, I don't even remember shit I say. Right, is to think there's still profit to sell a large popcorn for $1. Well, it also could be a loss leader because they expect you to buy a Coke as well. And if you buy a Coke and pay $3 or $4 for it, in those post-mix machines, that cost them 5 or 10 cents to give you that $3 or $4 or $5 Coke. I might be exaggerating there, but there's a massive profit on those post-mix drinks they sell in the cinema. Earthcrow, missing your MSI monitor, but you got a good bargain price one, Philips for $128, and a super cheap webcam. Why not? Inner Deviant on Twitch. Hello. Throwing in a bunch of emotes that my eyes are too old to actually see and I'm too old to know what they mean. So, but hello, by all means. So, you know who is being a clown? Scott fucking Morrison did a press conference just before I came on. The result of the scares with the AstraZeneca vaccine, because it's some very, very tiny number of young people had a complication with blood clots that has been linked, I'm not sure how conclusively, to the AstraZeneca vaccine, saying that nobody under 50 will get the AstraZeneca vaccine in Australia, which is kind of fucked, given how much of the population that leaves out. And ScoMo has absolutely fucked the ordering of any other vaccine, because he's a fucking idiot, and literally everything he's ever said about vaccines has been horseshit. In a deviant, it was applause and cheering. Nice. Thank you. Thank you for the applause and cheering. Yes, Chris, it's less than 10 people out of a million had a complication that could have been caused by the vaccine. So to be very clear, the risk of not having the vaccine is orders of magnitude higher than the risk of having the vaccine. But anyway, there are other vaccines as well. It's just that Morrison has absolutely fucked the planning of everything to do with the vaccines. So Abigail at Grasshopper's Land Party had to summit on a mere 25-inch 1080p monitor. You felt like a peasant. Abigail, you're susceptible to blood clots and DVTs. Should you avoid the AstraZeneca vaccine, you should absolutely ask a doctor that question. In England, they're saying people under 30 should avoid it if they've got an alternative. Here, they're saying they're not going to give it to people under 50. That would be a question. Yes, Annette, I am on, and I forgot to actually schedule the stream, so you got the advance notice. Yes. Right, speaking of massive profit, coffee. It's insane from a vague recollection. It's something like 500% net profit. Yeah, and on top of that, just horrible exploitation of the countries where the coffee's grown too. Abigail, you mean you shouldn't take medical advice from a live stream? Probably not. You know, I'm willing to offer it, but yeah, you do actually want to get the advice, I think. Earthgrow, you had a pulmonary embolism, 2006. Good idea to ask when the time comes. Oh yeah, absolutely ask. Absolutely ask if it's putting you at any elevated risk. Yeah, Chris, you got the Pfizer vaccine. Nice. Yeah, Chris, you'd be stunningly unlucky. Like it is like millions to one against having a dangerous adverse reaction to the vaccine, but it is possible. Nice, Chris, getting your second jab soon. 2 weeks. I think Mrs. Angry gets her second jab next week. I think she got the first one 2 weeks ago. Oh, Jesus. That sounds tragic. And Dr. Grand, who I don't know, did a video on Bill Gibson. She'd love to give health advice on a live stream. For those who don't know, Bill Gibson is an absolute charlatan. She is a horrible criminal charlatan. She was a reasonably high-profile influencer who faked having cancer and then said, you know, this stupid diet or this stupid pill cured my cancer, which she never had, which is absolutely vile and despicable, like absolutely disgusting to do things like that. Yeah, grapefruit and gin. Yeah. Annette, you're having a Charlie Chaplin. Yummy. Use finger lime. Ooh, instead of normal lime. It's lovely. Nice. Choconation, you can't remember which vaccine you had. Get the second vaccine in May. Okay, someone who knows more than me, that should tell them what vaccine you're getting, because the fact you don't get your second jab to May, that would be a very particular vaccine. Dingle-Daddy, it is not in Scotland. The Tories' main strategy for the Scotland election is no second independence referendum. I think they're very scared of another independence referendum in Scotland. And Chris, you were so invigorated. Got some writing done in your script today after the shot. Nice. You feel like the end of the shit times is coming. Nice. So Choco Nash asks, is the Dr. Grant Todd Grant? See, I've never heard of either of those people, so I don't know. Oh yes. Overproof gin. Me likey. Ooh, and there's just this little bit, and that's just gin. And it's not just gin. It's gin and grapefruit and whey. So I'll probably just drink that at the end. And that is who we're talking about, Dr. Todd Grant. Been watching him since he first started with academic videos. I do not know who he is. Now I want to look him up to see what he looks like. Todd Grande. Dr. Todd Grant on YouTube. He's a beardy chap. Oh, wow, there's an old photo of him with just a mustache. Not good. He looks very creepy. I'm not a fan of mustaches without a beard. They often look creepy as fuck. Todd Grant with a mustache without a beard, creepy as fuck. Quite reasonable with a beard, not so without a beard. That's my general advice to gentlemen or people who grow facial hair, essentially. If you're thinking of growing the facial hair out, I think very often that a moustache without a beard doesn't look good. I'm just throwing it out there. So, Nate, you've told me about him before. Yes, but my brain doesn't work in it, so I forget things. He's the driest wit on YouTube. That sounds good. Choco on Ashes. Todd Grant does psychology analysis, and he's very funny. Ooh, there you go. Shields, you're going to wait for your vaccination? You're safe? People more important? That's very charitable of you. There's no actual schedule for me yet, but I'll probably have the opportunity sometime in May to get vaccinated. I don't know. Morrison just keeps fucking shit up. It's a shit show. Yeah, I'll probably have the opportunity to get vaccinated in May. Who knows? Who knows? Ha ha ha! Oh no, Abigail. Saw a guy at Office Works today with a full-on 80s porn stash and a very, very mullet. Yep, some people like that look. There you go. Earthcrow, you once overshaved your mo for work. People giving you uncomfortable looks. Trunks at the party gave me Roman salutes. Got home, realized who you looked like when you saw yourself in the mirror. Oh no! There's actually an ad. I don't remember what it's for, but it's a guy who's got a little electric shaver, and he's getting ready. Like he's playing with it. He's got a full beard and mustache, and he shaves off. And he gives himself different styles as he's going, and he messes about with poses with different styles, and he can't resist. The last one he does is he does the little Hitler mustache, and he laughs at how he looks in the mirror, and then his shaver dies, and he's like, ah! And then there's a knock on the bathroom door saying, "Come on, mate, you got to come out and get dressed. You can't be late for your wedding." I forget what that's an ad for. But I found it pretty funny. The idea of just mucking around and then you're going to have all your wedding photos with a little Hitler mustache. That's pretty funny. Limitless Imagineer. Hello. Oh, Abigail, the new glasses are growing you. They're a thing. They're a definite thing. They're and Shieldsy still thinks I look like Harry Potter's granddad. We never hear about his grandparents, really. Well, so I don't look like Harry Potter's granddad. I look like old Harry Potter. Harry Potter 40 years later. Ah! He's a seen aura. I'll tell you what, grapefruit and gin actually go pretty well together. I'm just going to drink this. I want to do a video about ice. And I could only do the intro because the whole thing is making the ice, which takes a day or more. Also, I could come back to this on Saturday. You like the tie? It's I have several South Park ties, which I bought like 20 years ago. How long the fucking show's been on TV? Respect my authority. Am I drunk? That's just overproof gin, which I'm completely okay with. Although I might be a wuss and put another bit of ice in it, just dilute it a little bit. I also just like my drinks really cold, so closed freezer. So it's a double thing of making my drink really cold and diluting the overproof gin a little bit. And your removalists gave you bad news by the time they called. Oh, yeah, I saw your stuff on Facebook. First removalist said they didn't have your booking. You found a different crew. And now you feel, I don't think you should feel guilty about telling the first person, look, you said you couldn't do it. I got someone else. You know, and even if you're worried that it makes you look bad, just go, I paid them a deposit. I can't get it back. Little white lie. Oh, sorry. Okay. Who remembers my saga of the ice maker? For those who don't know, about 4 weeks ago, from a Facebook ad, there was this ad for a benchtop ice maker, and it was like $40. I mean, it turns out to be American dollars, so it was more in Australian dollars. But anyway, $50, say. Benchtop ice maker that's supposed to make crystal clear ice, okay? That and if that was a real thing, that's a game changer because that sort of shit costs hundreds of dollars. And I'm like, oh, it's from a Chinese website that's literally just been set up. And it's like, okay, 2 big warning signs of a scam. If you see a deal that seems too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true, as in it's not true. And 2, if it's from a website that's just set up, that's really dodgy. I mean, everyone has to set up a website sometime, but it's very high risk. Anyway, so I spent the intervening 4 weeks being really paranoid. This is not going to come. I'm going to get ripped off. And there were basically, well, I suppose 4 things I was aware of. 1, I wouldn't get anything. 2, I'd get an ice maker and it wouldn't work, like it'd just be broken and shit. 3, I'd get an ice maker and it would work and it would make ice, but it wouldn't be as advertised and the ice wouldn't be clear, so it'd be useless. Or 4, it worked, but then it broke after a really short term. So I was worried about those, but it arrived and I'm going to show it off now. The ice maker arrived. I had a tracking thing. It got to Australia Post and it says it's been delivered. The ice maker was delivered. I got the tracking thing and this is what they delivered. I am not joking. This is what they delivered. A fucking beanie. I'm not fucking joking. This is what I got instead of an ice maker. I am not fucking joking. So you can imagine the email I sent them, to which they replied, I'm really sorry that you had a problem. don't know how that happened. And I go, I know how it fucking happened. You sent that. So I'd have this thing to be tracking for 4 weeks so you could keep running your scams while I was waiting for something to arrive. And now you're going, oh, that's just an accident. Let us send you another one. And I've said, no, fuck you. Send me a full refund because I don't for a second believe you would ever send me the real thing. So I'm just, because I did it through PayPal for exactly this reason, because I very strongly suspected it was going to be a scam. And so I'm just, tomorrow, I'm just going to PayPal and going, no, these people are fucking scammers. And A, you should take away their PayPal accreditation because they're fucking scammers. But also, I'd like a full refund. Thank you. It's funny, they said like, oh, they were offering a 40% refund, or they'll get it right this time and they'll send me the product. And I'm like, no, you're not. You will never send me the product. I have no faith that you will send me the product. That's just a stalling tactic. The only thing I will accept is 100% refund, including what I was charged for shipping. So fuck those guys. I did actually report it to a scam site because after ordering, I happened to almost accidentally look these guys up on a scam site, and they went, yeah, this is probably a scam. And I'm like, oh. And I waited and I got this thing. So I did actually make a comment on their post. This is definitely a scam. I ordered a ice maker and got a beanie. So they're definitely a scam. So fuck those guys. Fuck those guys. Nobody that happened to your brother ordered something, paid for it, and got a pair of socks. Decent socks, but not. At least it's a stretchy beanie, so it fits my enormous bonce. Because I actually have a lot of trouble with hats, but I don't really like beanies. So, but yeah, I spent 4 weeks being angsty about this is probably a scam. And in some ways, it was almost a relief that it was a scam. So I learned, but that's also why I did it through PayPal, because I thought PayPal will get me my money back if it's a scam. Yeah. So that's the other thing. Over the whole year of ordering stuff online, this is only the second time I've been scammed. And the first time, they just disappeared. Like the website was gone. Emails bounced, and I didn't do that through PayPal, so that was just a hassle. But it wasn't for a lot of money either. So, and this one I also did it because A, it wasn't a lot of money, and B, I'm almost sure I'll get it back from PayPal. I'll start talking to PayPal. I actually set up issue with that needed to be resolved with PayPal yesterday, and I thought I'm going to give these fuckheads 48 hours. And then I'm just saying to PayPal, no, these are fuckhead scammers. I want my money back. And so tomorrow I'm going to follow up with PayPal and go, no, they are definitely fucking scammers. A, take away their PayPal status because they're going to fuck over a bunch of people. B, I would like my refund. Thank you. Please and thank you. Yes, Raiders, a common ploy with these pieces of shit is saying you have to pay to send it back to them to get a refund, but PayPal will actually refund shipping if that's a thing as well. Sorry, I just had a thing like, if they say they want it sent back, I think I will just take a massive shit in the hat and send it back to them. I will just check with PayPal, like, hey, when do you refund the shipping? Like, before I do it? And then if these guys complain, who took a shit in the hat? I went, I didn't. That's not something I would do. These guys, they're the scammers. You can't believe them. I wouldn't take a massive shit in a hat and send it to some scammers. Yes, in a deviant. I do hope PayPal have me covered. I will start to find that out tomorrow. So here's the thing. The one thing I would give a break, like if PayPal say, oh, you should give them a chance to make good, because PayPal, so I think once you raise an issue for resolution, they close it after a month. And so I will say to PayPal, look, these guys are deliberately trying to avoid doing the right thing. They're scammers. They're never going to send anything. They're going to make me wait another 4 weeks. So if I wait another 4 weeks and they don't send a thing, can I open a new thing to start the refund? If PayPal say I can do that, if PayPal say, look, if you give them the 4 weeks to send something else and it doesn't arrive, then you can open a new issue to be resolved. Then I'll do that. I'll say to them, hey, you know what? PayPal have got your back. They said you can send me another one. And if you don't send this one, then I'll fucking hire a hitman. Everyone's saying a glitter bomb. Important point to note, that guy who did the glitter bomb for parcel thieves in the US faked a lot of the stuff in that video. But it's a funny idea, having people steal a parcel they think is valuable, that's a glitter bomb that explodes when they open the box. But he did actually fake a lot of the stuff that's in those videos. It's his friends who were opening the parcels. Raiders send the beanie back with Carolina Reaper chips as a present. Yeah, no, I think I'll just do a shit in it. Laura, PayPal pissed you off because they refused to change your name in the system without a driver. Passport. Yep. Various companies and social media outfits are real a-holes with that sort of stuff. Because bottom line is, they're big fucking corporations and they don't fucking care. They just don't. Abigail, yes, I have actually seen over the years the guy has gone through a few variations, developments of the glitter bomb parcel. It's definitely a fun idea. I mean, I love it as an idea. It's just that it's been shown that he faked a bunch of stuff in those videos as well. Doesn't stop him being entertaining, mind you. You know what? I am going to do an intro for my clear ice video. So the first thing I have to do is not drop this. Get this jumbo bit of clear ice I have. And I need to temper it. I need it to reach room temperature so it isn't all frosty, because you can't tell that's beautiful clear ice at the moment because it's all frosty. You have to temper it, let it reach room temperature, and then it'll be see-through, and then I can show it off. Make a little video going, I can make sexy clear ice. Annette, you glad? Change your name online, the regular, otherwise you've been screwed by that massive Facebook data breach. Yes. For those who missed it, something like I know it was millions of Facebook records got released. I don't think it was passwords, but I think it was your name and phone number and whatnot. There was one from LinkedIn as well. The Facebook breach, I don't think it included Facebook passwords or stuff that could be used to steal your money, but it's stuff that could be used to fuck with you, definitely. Dingle Dodo, yeah. Oh, yes. You used your provisional for those ends, even though you haven't been behind the wheel since high school. Use it for ID. Couldn't buy booze or energy drinks otherwise. Oh, my God. Laura, yes. Okay, we're still away off May the 4th. We definitely need to do Star Wars cocktails. And you absolutely need to remind you of exactly what your suggestion was. Definitely doing Star Wars cocktails for May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. So I will probably be recording that video in like 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. I'll record that video in 2 or maybe 3 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks, depending how organized I am. Mai Tai. Oh, yes, Mai Tai fighter. Yes. Yes, thank you. Please, when we get closer to the date, please remind me again, because I have a mind like a fucking sieve. Absolutely. And yeah, Raiders, Facebook have probably been selling all the data anyway. You're spot on there. Nobody thought about getting a Facebook page, but they wouldn't let you use the name. Nobody cares. No, they've got this thing about using a plausibly real name. It's kind of boring of them. Maybe I should look. I'm going to write myself a note, which I'll probably forget to look at, but I'll write it down anyway. Notes. New note. Mai Tai fighter for May 4. Done. Note recorded. Nobody in other news, been attending church decorated in pro-LGBTIQ affirming pages and colours. Nice. Nice. Badges. Oh, autocorrect, man. You do one thing wrong and autocorrect goes crazy. Earthgrow, Facebook tell you they can tell fake names. So I gave them Frank Spencer. And they locked Frank Spencer as in your real name. I had a friend, for those who may remember the occasional visit of the live stream, Frankie the Skin, I think legally changed his name to Frank Castle. But his given name that he grew up with is Christian Laws, and he's a conservative. So Facebook were absolutely sure Christian Laws was a fake name when he was still using that. And this was 10 years ago. He was still using that. Facebook were absolutely sure that was a fake name, Christian Laws, for someone who was conservative. And he had to like provide ID to say, no, it's my real name. But then he changed his name to Frank Castle anyway. So, and they accepted that. So, yeah, okay. Dear. Yeah, Facebook do heaps of dumb shit with their real name policy. They're shitheads, basically. I mean, when it comes down to it. It's at 9:42. Look at it. It's actually gone more frosty. It's gone more frosty as I've had it out. And I can't afford to sort of run it underwater yet. And you see where I touched it, it went really clear. Well, that's fucking cold. But you see, that I should do that. That makes it really clear. And it's only my gross handprints. And it's only me who uses it. My hand's getting really fucking cold doing that, though. Earthgrow for the Earthline account. You gave them censored ID. Nice. Facebook thought Lee Kennedy was a celebrity name. You're positive you're not a celebrity. Yeah. Raiders, you've got a Facebook surname of 71, but it was set up a long time ago. I tried to set up some variant of Angry Aussie when I first started, and they were like, nah. Started using Facebook about 10 years ago. I was not an early adopter of Facebook. Oh, that's really working. Putting my sweaty hand on it. That is working. Excellent. Turn it over. Do the same to this bit. And hope not to get a frostbitten hand. Ow, fucking hell, really. Laurie, not surprised. Most people don't care and accepting. So many noisy bigots. This suggests to be proper Christian, you have to be a monumental bigot asshole. They're definitely a minority. They're absolutely a minority. It's just scary. A lot of them are in positions of power. Ooh, nice, Annette. Housewarming party for your city pad in early May. Yeah. Sounding good. Joking on actually don't use Facebook anymore. I actually do use Facebook for a couple of pages and just to interact with some of my friends. It's just easy like that. All right, come on. So getting rid of the frosty bits. It looks very clear, doesn't it? I think that's accelerated. What the fuck was that? Bank notification. What do they want? I got paid. Why did I get paid money? Oh, Medicare. Okay. Cool. Cool. I was thinking, like, what? Why someone? I mean, I don't want to object to people paying me money, but I did pay for a doctor visit today, and that was the Medicare rebate. Oh yeah, excellent, Medicare rebate. Oh yes, I'm in the money. Oh really? You know. Man, how much do I owe my credit card? Spent money on health. Wait, what do I owe my credit card? Jesus, there's over $500 of things pending. Okay. Cool. All right, I'll wait till... Actually, I think I got paid, but tomorrow... Ooh, wait, what the fuck was that? Log off. Tomorrow, I will check how much I owe on my credit card and be able to pay it off. Yeah, no, Chris, it's just suddenly money. Money. Annette, I talked to AZ earlier, but was it today or yes? I talked to him anyway. He's not great. You know, he's okay, but even by AZ standards, which are, of course, quite different to most people's standards for well-being, even by his standards, he's not great. But he's hoping to visit us on a live stream sometime soon. Yeah, it's basically his health's not great. He's got some personal stuff that he's working on, but he remains positive and upbeat, like the little trooper that he is. And he's hoping to get better. Joking, you like to use Facebook for keeping in touch with friends overseas, just become more antisocial. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. What YouTube is on here? Me? Okay, cool. Wait. Uncle Pete. We have a particular YouTube channel. Okay, fuck off, Juice. Cocktail? We have a particular cocktail channel. Uncle Pete's Cocktail Shop. That's the man. He's fun. But he's where I got the idea for making clear ice this way. He calls it a beer koozie. We'd call it a stubby holder. It's basically insulation is what you need to make these. Shieldsy here, paying with the order. Paid you ask for a refund on an item you've been waiting for over a month. Item was not sent. The eBay order, they said they'd resend it. Yeah, no, fuck those people. Fuck those people who screw you up. Nobody caused a minor computer crisis early this week. Attempting to download a game instead gave your computer 35 virus infections. Oh no. That's not good. Okay, look, just before we go, I think I might do a couple minutes of just introducing the concept of making this ice. Because I'm going to have to do it in stages, because I'm going to have to actually make some and show. Yeah. It's also going to have to show how to cut that up into usable pieces, which honestly is not my strong point. I'm actually quite bad at it. So that ought to be fun. I won't do it on the live stream. I'll do it another time. The idea is you score the ice all the way around, like with a bread knife or something. Score it all the way around, and then with a knife in the little thing you've made, hit it with something like something heavy, and the ice tends to crack along that store line, although it can cause all sorts of fucking shenanigans. I'll do that another time. But I might quickly, while we're doing this, might do an intro to ice. Before I go to bed, I've probably drunk enough cocktails I think I've had 4 shots of overproof gin tonight. Wouldn't it be better to use a chisel? I don't have a chisel, Abigail. It would be better to use as Shieldsy, a bandsaw. It'd be better to use a bandsaw. If you had an electric bandsaw, that would be better. But I don't have one of those either. So I'm doing it ghetto style and just knocking something together. MacGyver. Call it MacGyver style. Ghetto style has some racist overtones. I call it MacGyver style. Try and remember to say MacGyver and not ghetto. Right. Get my different sized ones. My different sized insulated coffee cups. All right, no, let me smudge in here. Do this up so you can see me talking while I do it. I'll just turn this on and this on. All right. All right, here we go. Gonna do... G'day, cocktail lovers. I hope you're ready for something a little different in this video. Rather than a cocktail, we're going to talk about ice, specifically clear ice. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is very cold. I'm not going to hold it. Look at this beautiful clear ice. Absolutely magical. Look, clear ice is in many ways, and I've just dripped water all down my vest, but that's fine. Clear ice is somewhat of a holy grail with cocktail making because clear ice is sexy ice, and sexy ice makes sexy drinks when it's on the rocks. So there's a lot of quests to get clear ice, and if you've looked around for it on the internet, you will have seen a hack that a lot of people do. You get a cooler or an esky, as we call them in Australia, get a little one with the lid off, fill it with water, because there is one way and one way only to get clear ice, and that is directional freezing. Anyone who tells you anything else is talking crap. Don't listen to them. Kick them to the curb. It's directional freezing is what works. On an industrial scale, where they make huge things of clear ice for bars and restaurants, they have specialized machines that use directional freezing to make just kilograms and kilograms of clear ice. The most popular method you'll see recommended online will either be the cooler or esky method, a small cooler, take the lid off, fill it with water, put it in the freezer. And because it has insulation all around, but not on the top, you get directional freezing. The ice freezes down, which actually pushes the air bubbles and impurities down. And it's only the last bit of ice that will have those bubbles and impurities in it. Now, the way I found to do it that is even easier. Oh, I will asterisk. There are specialized ice cube molds that use directional freezing that you can get ice in different shapes, cubes, spheres, and even diamonds. And there's a little reservoir at the bottom where it's like waste ice that will freeze and have the air bubbles and impurities in it. But the mold with the cubes or the spheres or the diamonds will be completely clear or very close to completely clear. I found a hack that is way easier than any of, and cheaper than those. And I found this on Uncle Pete's Cocktail Shop. If you've not seen Uncle Pete on YouTube, you must. You must go, because besides me learning this ice making hack from him, he does great explorations of not just cocktails, but what goes into making a cocktail and modifying a cocktail. And he makes special syrups and shrubs and infusions, and you can learn a lot. And also, just Uncle Pete and Auntie Susan seem very nice people, and you should go check him out and subscribe. But when Uncle Pete did this thing with clear ice, he was MacGyvering up some insulation. He was using what he called beer koozies. In Australia, we'd call them stubby holders, but insulated drink holders. And I thought, well, if that works, you know what would work? Insulated coffee mugs, you know, the reusable mugs you get. And so I have experimented with several, this one, this longer, skinnier one, and most recently, I was very excited when I found this one because it's huge and impressive. That's what she said. And this is the one that actually made, I'm dropping shit everywhere. Sorry. This is the one that actually made this incredibly beautiful big bit of ice. So the process is just incredibly simple. You know what it is? Put water in here. You don't worry about boiling it. Filtering apparently improves the end result a little bit. I actually do use filtered water, but sometimes you get people saying, all you need is filtered or boiled water and the ice will come out clear. Bullshit. It has to be something that uses directional freezing. And because this is insulated all around to keep your drink either hot or cold and not affect your hand when you're drinking it, if you use it to make ice, it will freeze from the top down and you get this beautiful, clear ice. Now, the big tip is, and I'm going to make another one, and I'll try and show you some in stages, where you look right down and think, has it frozen all the way to the bottom yet? Because if you can get it before it's frozen all the way down, it's way easier than chopping off a bit of waste ice on the end. You go, and what you need to be able to see bubbles at the bottom. And if the bubbles are frozen in place, okay, it's frozen, and you'll need to chop off the end bit. Or even better, if it's still a little bit of water at the bottom of your cup and you can see the bubbles in it, that's when you get it out, because then you don't have as much waste ice to chop off the end, which is much easier. And again, a little tip from experimentation, what I found, when you're ready to get it out, you can't flex this like an ice cube tray. These are completely inflexible, so you can't rush the ice coming out. So what I learned to do is to tip them upside down, put it on something that it can drain on, because if you leave it like this, which you can, what will happen is a bit on the top will melt and you'll get this little nodule on the end, which is not terrible, but it's wasting a little bit of the ice. Whereas if you put it upside down, as it melts a little, it will stop sticking to the side of your mug and it will slide out, usually with a very satisfying slurping noise. Now, two other tips I'm going to say. This can take a long time, and I think it's because it's such a small freezing area. Usually if you're making it with a cooler, people say it takes about 24 hours. I found with this, it can take longer, even though it's a smaller amount of ice. And I think it's because there's a smaller freezing surface here and it takes longer to freeze all the way around. But check it after 24 hours and then, 4 hours after that, etc. And I'll try and get some visuals. There's nothing in here at the moment. I'll make another one and try and get some visuals and show you what it looks like when you can see the bubbles at the bottom. And that's the point where you put it on something where it can drain and you wait. It might take 10 minutes. It might take an hour. There was one time I really thought it was going to happen and it took like 2 hours or more for the ice to actually slide out. That's probably the one downside of this, because it's not flexible like an ice cube mold. You can't flex it and make the ice come out. You just have to wait. But you get spectacularly clear ice and then you can chop it up. And I'll also do a little bit of video. Now I'm going to show you, and I have to, disclaimer, I'm quite bad at this bit, chopping up the ice into usable chunks. All right, that's all I'm going to do on that. Oh, that was 7 minutes. That was more than I thought it would be. All right. But isn't that sexy? That clear ice. That's so sexy. But now it's actually melted a bit. I'm going to drain off some water and put it back in the freezer. Probably should put it in a Ziploc bag, but I don't have one. Should go to the supermarket and buy some Ziploc bags. You go back in the freezer. I'll do the video of chopping you up another day. All right. Move my glasses. I'm going to put that one in. Ooh, burpees. Oh no, I'm trapped. I'm going to climb up. There we go. Your mum makes a such satisfying slurping noise. That's a good your mum joke. Megaleech, hello. A chili bin. Annette, what the heck is a chili bin? Is that an esky? Night, Safa. Oh, yeah, it is 10 o'clock. I'm going to say goodnight after having done that. But, yes, I'm quite satisfied with my ice-making escapades lately. All right, so let's see what's going to happen in the future. Tomorrow, I'm going into Horsbiddle for my sleep test. I may or may not be able to live stream from there because it would be a little bit of fun if I showed off whatever the fuck is attached to me. I might be able to live stream for a short time and just say, hi, this is what I look like. Or if I'm like in a private space, I might be able to live stream for a long time. We might do the fun thing where I set up the live stream and then I just fall asleep. And then there would be this weird fucking video on YouTube of me sleeping. And I just think, Annette, give us a little warning if you can do it. Oh, okay, I guess pay attention to the socials, I guess. What I'll do is I'll do as soon as I'm checking in at 7. I don't know how long it will take for them to set me up. If it looks like it's going to work, as soon as I'm able to, I'll do a really short video that says, hey, it looks like it's going to work. So come back in half an hour and I'm going to try and do a live stream. But I will not know this until I'm in there. I check it on Ashes. It's not really a going well thing. It's just an assessment of to what degree I have sleep apnea. So what treatment should happen over. It's not like a bad news thing. I know I have sleep apnea. It's just a question of they're going to go like, yeah, you should get this CPAP machine or that CPAP machine, that type of shit. So yeah, it's not a bad news thing. There's no bad news. It's just a question of, oh, okay, we've assessed you at this level of sleep apnea, so you should do this sort of treatment. So yes, may or may not do a live stream tomorrow. We shall see. It's impossible for me ahead of time to say what's going to happen. But we'll see. Once I get in there, I'll try things out and we'll see, and we'll take it from there. But in the meantime, even if I'm not on at all tomorrow night, should be turning Saturday night into party night because I'm missing out Friday night party night. And Saturday's not a date night, so I get to, have a party night on Saturday night. But otherwise, take care, one and all. I'll see you soonish, tomorrow or the day after, one way or the other. But I will say